If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. This is going to be 10 questions to ask a doula when you're interviewing them. So I do have my list right here of 10 questions, and I will put the websites down below. This is what helped me when I was interviewing my doula. Okay, so question number 1 is, what training have you completed? So, like, are they certified? Are they still seeking education, like getting more certifications, like a certificate in anything? I think that's a really important one. 2, telling us about your experience as a doula. So, like, their background story. I think that's really important. Like, how did they get into being a doula? Were they present for birth? What age did they were present for birth? Says, what role will you... Number 3, what role will you play while supporting us? So, what is their main support looks like during pregnancy, after pregnancy, and then during labor? Does your support begin after birth or in pregnancy? What happens when you're sick? So that's question number 5. So, like, do they have a backup doula when they're sick? Do they have, like, somebody on call when they're sick? Number 6 is, how do they support you if you have an epidural or a C-section? Do they accommodate you for that stuff? Do they do hospital births? Do they do home births? Or do they do all of that? And then you can ask, like, how would that support look like when you have an epidural and a C-section? Like, do you want her to be, like, or him to be, like, the support person in the room? Or, like, because I think you have to pick 1 or 2 people when you're doing a C-section, but I'm not sure. 7, why did you become a doula? Like, what made you become a doula and what made you want to do your job, like, do this job? 8, okay, so what does your pricing include? So, like, do they take OHP? How pricey are they? Lucky, my doula takes OHP, so, like, Medicare. So, and it's covered all through that. It's covered all through my insurance. And you're also going to ask what package that they can go over, because certain doulas have certain, like, packages, and some look different than others of, like, support. It says, do you have representatives I can contact or view/can read? So, like, do they have representatives that you can call people to, you know, if they're a good doula or not? Can you read their reviews? I think that one's really important because a lot of people can get mixed signals from their doulas, and I think reading people's, like, reviews is a good one. And then, again, like, what is their training? One of my questions I asked was, do you work with people who've had postpartum depression before? I think that's another really important question to ask. And how would that support look like? Another question I asked is, do you work with people who've had shoulder dysplasia before? Which means the baby's shoulder got stuck on the pelvis, and that can be really life-threatening. So always have your questions ready. These are just some basic questions, but have your own questions ready for your doula, like personal questions. Example, like, hey, I've had a C-section before, like, do you work with people who've had VBACs, or etc. And that's pretty much all I have for the 10 questions to ask your doula for an interview-wise. Okay, so my phone, like, stopped in the middle of recording. But yeah, those are the 10 questions I would recommend asking your doula when when you are interviewing them. I think some of the questions are really important. Don't forget to ask your own questions and for your own experience. Like I said previously, I had postpartum depression, and I asked, like, how would that support look like? She told me how that support would look like. I asked, hey, I want a natural birth. How would that support look like? Do you do hospital births? Do you do this type of birth? My partner is going to be in the room. How would you support them also? So I think those are some good questions to ask, because not a whole lot of people know what to ask for or what a doula is. And a doula is just another support person while you're in labor that can advocate for you. Like, if you don't want any type of medication or you don't know what that medication's for, they're there to help you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, you guys.